Well, hey everybody. Thanks for joining me for more I Would Camp That. We are out on a cold, snowy winter night. I was worried there would be wind, but there's virtually no wind. So, hey, we've got that going for us. It is currently sitting at minus 18 degrees Celsius. Supposed to get down to about minus 20 by about 4 in the morning. And right now it says it feels like minus 22. So it's cold. Like I said, no wind. That's really great. So I'm just out at a nice, quiet, isolated little spot here. Gonna get some dinner going here. Dinner's gonna be really simple tonight. We'll go through that here pretty quick. And there's something really cool I want to show you in the sleep space as well too when we get into the back there. Okay, so on the menu for dinner tonight, nothing too fancy just because of the temperature, and I want to make sure I'm staying warm. Right now I'm in the cab. It's nice and toasty warm in here. So I just have a sandwich that I pre-made at home. So got that. In addition to the sandwich, I'm also going to be doing some good old-fashioned chicken noodle soup. Just got the one pouch here. I think this and the sandwich will be more than enough. And we'll be cooking that on our Pinnacle canister stove. And we've got the little propane thing here. This guy here should not be underestimated for his size. This guy boils water very quickly. The coldest I've used him in so far is minus 10 degrees Celsius, and he was able to boil water in about 2 minutes or less. So shouldn't take too long to get some soup going. We'll see how he does in this weather. These are excellent if you're doing any kind of cold weather camping. They're super quick to set up, super quick to tear down. I leave mine on my side mirror to cool after. Like, they're just fantastic. I love our camp stove. I love our single burner. But when it's this cold out, it's just not practical to do that much setup and tear down. It's much easier to just go small and use something like this and just avoid freezing your hands off. Yeah, even just going to get the smallest pot that we have from our kitchen box back of my truck, despite my best efforts to keep it brushed off, it is covered in snow. And it doesn't take long for your hands to start freezing. And unfortunately, to unlock the back, I can't be wearing gloves. Otherwise, I can't really work the key. So I think that should be good for water. I like having a little bit of extra broth just so I can sip on it. Okay. I'll just go ahead and dump that in there as is. So there you go, that's improvising. Got the soup cooking right on the hood of the truck. I probably could have set it down in the snow too, but figured we'd give this a try. not the flattest surface, but I did move it back to about the flattest part of the hood. So, oh, my hands are already cold from that. I just have to jump to the back again and grab the cup that I'm gonna have it out of, and we'll have a nice simple supper. That's the first time I've cooked anything on the hood of my truck, and I gotta say it turned out pretty good. I should have started a timer, but I think it took probably about just under 5 minutes for the water to reach a boil on that small pan. I did forget to grab a lid, so if I'd put a lid on it, it probably would have boiled faster. Still, for this kind of extreme cold, that's very impressive for that little Pinnacle stove there. He's just chilling on the side mirror right now. Oh, I love soup in a cup. So some exciting news for the nearest future. At the time of recording this video, I do have some time off coming up here pretty quick. I've got one more work set that I got to get through. 4 on 4 off for anyone that's new to my channel. I've mentioned I'm a shift worker in prior videos. And then I've got a lot of time off in February, so we're gonna be going on a big camping adventure. I would like to shoot for living out of the truck for maybe a week, 10 days. 10 days would be cool. My record so far is a week. When I went on my big trip back in July, that was before we'd even started this channel. So I don't know entirely where we're going yet. A lot of it's going to depend on weather, road conditions, that kind of thing. So we're kind of playing it by ear. So some of it we might just figure it out as we go along, and that's half the fun anyway. So stay tuned for that. There will be more videos coming for that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where we end up going. It's, you know, just pick a direction and drive. But anyway, I'm just gonna get the supper in me here. I'm gonna soak up a bit more of the heat in the cab, and I will meet you folks back in the rig. Oh, she is chilly. So one issue we have, just gonna do a quick little fix, is one of the panels fell off on the rear passenger side window there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick tape job and get that back up. And then I will show you a little something before we go to bed. So, funny story, my T-Rex tape that I have has basically been rendered useless from the cold. It's been sitting out here for so long, the adhesive is pretty well gone. So I guess live and learn. For future winter seasons, I'll have to make sure that that comes back up with the rest of my storage. So I've got the panel kind of leaning against the window. It's still partially covering the window. I'll just have to properly tape it when I'm back home. Anyways, one final thing to show you before I get to bed here. So it's kind of a giant green mess here, but this here is a sleeping bag that I picked up at an Army surplus store. It's supposed to be good till about minus 40 degrees Celsius, and I've been waiting for a really cold night like this to try it out. We've had a pretty mild winter, at least by Canadian standards. So I just haven't had a chance to really try it out. It's double bag, and it's also got an interior liner as well too. Now the whole minus 40 degrees Celsius quote is also going on the assumption that you're wearing good layers as well for clothing. I think I'm about hit or miss on that myself. I've got wool socks on, hoodie, jacket, t-shirt underneath, got a toque on. The sleeping bag also has a hood piece too to go over your head. The worst probably is that I'm wearing jeans. Those aren't the greatest to wear in cold weather. So yeah, I'm gonna crawl in. We're gonna give this guy a stress test. I do still have our double winter sleeping bag as well that we normally use. So we'll see if I can stay warm tonight. And I'll follow up with you folks in the morning. If I don't, I probably died. So if I do die, please tell my story. Tell it fairly, tell it truly. Like, comment, and subscribe in my absence. Have a good night, everybody. Hey, everyone. Well, as you can see, I am not in my truck. I am actually just getting ready to crush out the video that on editing that you are watching right now. So by the time you see this, that'll already be done. Finished the camp. That was one of the coldest camps I've done in my life. The military sleeping bag worked quite well. My feet were quite warm. Legs were pretty warm. I got the bag a little twisted up though, so I could only get it up to maybe about here on me. But I also had her other double sleeping bag draped over me like a blanket as well. So I was, for the most part, pretty comfortable. There were some parts where inevitably some cold air was leaking in. Had to keep like adjusting my face because my face would get too cold. My nose would get cold. Hands, I would get cold. I actually ended up cracking out a couple of, I had some foot warmers and didn't even use them on my feet. I just basically had them so I could just basically at one point my knees were really cold. So I had them kind of just near my knees to give me some heat there. And then I even had them near my hands too. You don't want to leave your bare skin on those just because you can get burns. But I'd touch them for a little bit and then just move my hands away, and that was kind of nice. And anyways, I'll keep you all posted on future camping plans. A lot of it's going to depend on the weather. That was a really cold camp last night. Had there been wind, that would have been really miserable. So I'll keep you posted on future plans here. Should know more in the coming days. In the meantime, stay tuned, stay classy, and thanks for tuning in for I Would Camp That. Chat with you all later.